Hey, what's happening, everyone? Cabin Fever 8 here. Got lots of stuff for you guys, so keep those ears open. First up, straps update. If you ordered a pair of the first 100 Overkill prototypes, got another 20 plus headed out this week. The machine was on its last legs. I considered blowing it up with a shotgun, decided that it would probably be best if I really tried to fix this thing, and damn, was it frustrating to get this timing issue figured out. Luckily that's taken care of, and I know how to keep it in check, and I time it after every couple straps. Good news is 20 plus headed out this week. That's gonna be over 90% of the first 100 overkills. So if you ordered overkills, chances are if you're waiting on yours, you'll be getting it soon. So I'm very excited to announce that, and I appreciate everyone's patience on that. Second part of the straps update, if you ordered natties, if you're waiting on natties, they are going through a design rework. I've gotten some feedback that I just don't like. I need to fix this comfort issue. I want to have the best straps out there. That means I come up with designs. I see a problem, I fix it if I think I can fix it. And this one, I definitely can. A design rework is happening, but I've got a good idea of how to improve these natties. Still just gonna maintain a normal strap cost on those. The overkills, though, because the labor is so intensive, they are a little bit more expensive. Prices for those will be below. Orders are, delayed. So if you're thinking about ordering one, I ask everyone to reconsider, because I cannot give you a definitive timeline. But I want to make sure everybody who's already ordered a strap gets theirs first, because that's 100% for sure going to happen. And I again thank everyone for their patience. Now, what you're seeing here is playing into a free release of some new information for everyone's enjoyment and extreme gamesmanship. We've got an update to the compendium coming to you on November 10th. The Marine Corps birthday is now going to be a birthday present for all of you. A write-up and template for volume dependent intensity progression and deadlift waveforms extended format. This training session you're watching is my first session on my training program for the deadlift waveforms extended format. So let's first talk about that. Then we'll talk about the VDIP template that you're also getting in that update. Why they're both freaking awesome. What you saw here was me on my extended format deadlift waveforms training plan. Work up to a 3 rep max with those bands that put about mid 4, upper 4s at the top. Straight weight was just 365. Feeling pretty good about the speed. That was no belt, not hurting me. I've been able to reclaim my health and strength and recovery through the VDIP, doing a lot of emphasis on physical therapy work. Any physical therapist would have been proud. And I still got to maintain that stuff. But luckily, through my efforts there, I'm able to train deadlifts again and not hurt myself. So I'm freaking excited to be able to do this. After hitting that 3 rep max with bands, took the bands off, using straight weight just for pauses. The emphasis of this first wave is focusing on control, phasing myself out of just using bands because straight weight off the floor was injurious previously. But now I'm strong enough to handle at least 365 straight off the floor. So I'll be phasing myself through these different bands. That's going to be described in more detail in the deadlift waveforms write-up that's coming with that free release. It's an excellent training plan. The distinction here is that these are training plans. They become programs when you change them to fit your needs better. You must make these specific to your needs. So if that means you don't want to use deficits because deficits don't benefit your deadlift, then don't. You have to find what works for you. These are outlines with specific guidance on how to make them effective for you. There is an element of deciding on your part what exercises to use, which ones not to use, when to AMRAP, when not to. That sort of stuff is very important. My particular implementation of deadlift waveforms is going to be in a UHF model of a training plan. So what you're seeing here is legs up bench as a T2B after those paused deadlifts, bringing full circle the concept of focusing on control. Remove the base of stability with the legs up. Does take some stress off the lower back, so if that's something you get from deadlifting and you want to run UHF, do legs up bench after deadlifting. Amazing, but also amazing for emphasizing eccentric control on the bench. One of the biggest causes for a bad bench is people have an inconsistent landing position, which means they have an inconsistent position to press from. You do a legs up bench, makes you really control that weight on the way down. So I'll be progressing that in the T2, phasing that up into a T2A, so that means pretty heavy, and I'm never going to use the legs up as a T1, maybe just some circus tricks with legs up, hitting a heavy single at 3 plates, but never really any heavy work with the legs up bench. Now, well into the T3, my training plan is mostly T3, trying to reclaim my health. That means a lot of it is prehab, rehab stuff, lots of bands previously, lots of bodyweight work using the TRX. I'll do a video on that in the future and how that's been a huge benefit to my training. The lunges, unilateral leg work, amazing. If you're a lifter and you're experiencing hip pain, lower back pain, unilateral leg work has been a huge fix for me. If I stop doing it, these injuries come back, and they come back fast. So not just lunges, but also Bulgarian split squats. I prefer the lunge. Also things like one leg hip bridges, that sort of stuff. Very, very beneficial in the T3. My pull-ups, again, bringing full circle that concept of control. I'm trying to have the weight be heavy enough that I can control the eccentric just a little bit. Could I put on a 45 and crank out 5 reps? Yes, but my shoulders will fall to pieces because I just can't control the weight as much. You know, now that my body's been through the gamut a little bit, I've got to be more mindful of the way I execute movements. And that's kind of the purpose of this first part of my training plan, and that's the first purpose that I've put in this Deadlift Waveforms extended format. Remember, if you're doing paused movements, the idea is going to be control. That was the refrigerator turning off. Got a deep freezer. Got to freeze all that game meat. Hunting season's coming soon. Very excited. But anyways, the new training plan, I'm very excited about it. Very excited to have free information coming your way. And this stuff will help you get stronger. Every time I come out with one of these training plans, it's a few weeks of questions and answers and people navigating their way through this information, and then just a few weeks after that, the reports of gains start pouring in. A lot of the information that I'm releasing is ran through me in the form of actual training in one form or another, and also through a number of my other clients. Not just elite athletes here, but also like firefighters, police officers, normal everyday Joes, desk jockeys, benefiting from the stuff I'm putting out. So keep your eyes peeled on the blog and on this channel. I appreciate everyone's patience on the straps. I can't say it enough. Thankfully, the reviews of those have been awesome. I appreciate everyone subscribing to the channel, trying to make these videos a little bit better in terms of content, and frequency kind of died this last week because I did have to catch up on straps. I did have to repair that machine, but in the works, a supplement video, long due, is coming out. We're going to talk about that. In that, also talking about sponsorship, specifically my sponsor, and other things on that topic, but also going to be doing a video on the TRX. And if you have any other suggestions, let me know in the description box below, or some links. Leave your comments, suggestions, all that stuff. I read it all. Thanks for watching.